Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of a D1 athlete and a newly committed high school athlete that just received an athletic scholarship. He's got a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 294 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. This week's 15 minutes is advice from families that use the Recruit Me resources. I tell people that Recruit Me is a place to go to learn about recruiting. Recruit Me provides free and inexpensive resources to get you recruited and get an athletic scholarship. Recruit Me is for both the student athlete and the parent. I encourage you to listen to as many episodes of this podcast, the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. You can go to recruit-me.com and click on the podcast app to listen to all the past episodes. Also, another free resource is the free Recruiting Power Pack. Just go to recruit-me.com to get that free Power Pack. You can also go to episode 222 for more information on the free Power Pack. Both of these free resources that Recruit Me provides gives you tips, templates, and recruiting insights to make your recruiting journey less costly, less stressful, and less time-consuming. Like I said, my intent with Recruit Me is to provide you with as many free and inexpensive resources to answer the how-tos, the when-tos, and the how-oftens. Along with these free resources, Recruit Me has the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. The Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System is the cornerstone of Recruit Me. Now, the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System is not free, but it's only $127, and it is a very inexpensive resource that is a proven step-by-step solution to control your recruiting process and get you an athletic scholarship. John Fugler, the original owner of Recruit Me and the original podcaster of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, developed the Recruit Me 3.0 system. There are videos he made that are how-to videos that make it easier to get recruited. Along with the videos is a 200-plus page manual with a workbook full of templates to help you not have to reinvent the wheel. This step-by-step manual has the 10 myths about athletic scholarships, the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship, a chapter on how and when to use videos, how to choose the right camps and showcases, how to register with the eligibility centers, parent-athlete teamwork advice, advice for foreign and international students, junior college students, and homeschool students. The manual also covers the importance of your academics, how stats impact your recruiting, what to ask a college coach, recruiting rules, and how to study in high school and college. Last week's episode covered the frequently asked questions section of the manual. And now this week has the input section, which gives you advice from Recruit Me families. So let's hear from families and student athletes that have taken advantage of the Recruit Me resources. Here are the many great pieces of advice found in the Recruit Me 3.0 manual. Parent-athlete teamwork. Your publication, the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship System, was a tremendous tool to use when my daughter was going through the recruiting process last year. It explained very clearly what needed to be done, when, and what to expect through the whole process. I'm the one that read the manual and helped my daughter put her package together, but then she took over and did everything that was needed to be done. She took over the emails, the updates, the phone calls to the coaches. That's important because it shows how much the student athlete really wants it. My daughter is a senior in high school now and was recruited early last year to play lacrosse at a top D1 college. That is from Patricia. Control of the recruiting process. My daughter is a basketball player currently in her junior year and is excited about having coaches write, email, and come and see her play. She is still a long way from landing a scholarship at a school she wants to attend, but without Recruit Me, she wouldn't even be considered. Yes, you do the work, but it's worth it in the end because you have total control and focus on your son or daughter. And do not leave it up to someone who is looking after several interests. That is from Bob. Templates. It is a great value for the money. And with college coaches online, it was a real time saver. The workbook and related templates for writing letters and keeping track of correspondence have also been extremely helpful. Stephen. Time and effort. As a parent and a prospective student athlete, you must be willing to put in the time and effort to receive your reward. A college scholarship is a prize, and we intend on continuing to use the system. I have made contact with over 15 schools and received responses from each, with the exception of one within 1 week. We look forward to the day when we can say that a scholarship has been offered and accepted. Chris. Maintaining contact. You showed us how to present our son to prospective college coaches. The key to making the program work for you is to follow the most important rule of this system, which is keep in contact with coaches. Sending out updates is crucial. That is from Donald. Covering all bases. The main benefits for us was that we were fully prepared with Mike's recruiting necessities all in place, including eligibility center registration, player packet with profile, cover letter, video. The tips and important background information on recruiting and eligibility rules we learned was so priceless. Michael. Hard work. You have to do the work yourself. The thought is that your club or high school coach will help promote you to the schools that you want to attend. Not always true. If that school doesn't fit his expectations of where you fit in or where you want to go, they might not be providing your schools with the type of feedback you want them to hear. I've seen it firsthand. You, player and parents, select what's best for you. You have to do the work. Don't leave it up to the coaches. Thanks, Scott. Keeping coaches up to date. We had informed the coaches of where her club team was playing and when the high school season started with the schedules of both. After playing in some of the showcase tournaments, we started to get feedback from some coaches. We had broken down our selections to 5 Division I, 5 Division II, and 5 Division III teams. We got feedback from 3 Division I's, 4 Division II's, and 5 Division III teams. Most of these contacts from coaches were from a result of us writing them and letting them know where she would play and keeping that line of communication open. That is from Bob. Be proactive. We have managed to catch interest in a lot of schools. Being proactive is the way to get noticed. He has had 2 unofficial visit requests and continues to get letters from many schools. My son can now focus on grades and his performance. He has managed to increase his GPA and his performance on the field. That is what he should be doing. This also gives me something to do besides sitting and waiting for something to happen. I would recommend RecruitMe to any parent who is truly interested in providing all opportunities for their child to succeed. Thanks, Jeff. Making a lot of contacts. I purchased RecruitMe after my son's sophomore year and immediately read the information and began to follow the process. We sent out 55 introductory packets and began receiving letters and emails within a week. He has gotten 20 letters of interest and the correspondence continues to flow in. We will continue to follow the process through the last 2 years of high school and we expect to gain a scholarship. The process has opened the doors and has him on the radar of coaches. That is from Todd. Marketing yourself. We started late in finding opportunities for my daughter looking to continue playing volleyball in college. We took your recommendations and started the process of creating material she would need to market herself to prospective coaches. Your system was wonderful, as she made many contacts and eventually settled on a school with the high academic standards that she was looking for, as well as a full athletic scholarship at a D1 institution. William. Coleman emailed this. Your podcast has helped my recruiting so much. I used your free profile template to introduce myself to the top swimming colleges in the country. I then emailed them updates after every meet since, over 3 months now. I made junior nationals and they have been reaching back out. I believe it's the communication I have provided. Thanks so much. Maybe a scholarship in the future. I am a junior. Jack said, I've been enjoying your podcast. Thanks for sharing useful information as a successful college D1 player's father. Aloha, Mr. Hanks. I started using the materials and I am finding them very helpful and valuable. That is from MJ. Jeremy added, the beneficial thing is just being real about the talent level and the representative schools that fit. Learning to network perhaps is the most undervalued part of the process. Stacy said, I learned a lot from the podcast and the reading materials. I am a firm believer in RecruitMe, especially if the player is not having visibility success. Matt said, I've told everyone that calls me that we've had success doing the RecruitMe methods and being proactive, that we wrote the letter, sent them out, made the calls, and hinted down the schools that we were interested in. Had we sat back on our laurels, we would have only talked to one school. We're all about the go-get-'em theory instead of sitting around to see. One RecruitMe mom used this program to get 2 of her sons recruited, one for basketball and the other for soccer. She may have felt overwhelmed at the beginning, but when she was done, she said, your process was easy. She referred many of her friends to my website at recruit-me.com. So I guess that's further evidence that families like you can do this successfully. Real evidence comes in the results. Both of her sons were recruited and had successful college careers. In fact, one son was a starting goalkeeper at his school all 4 years. The other son finished with a very strong senior year. This process was so positive for another parent, Pete, that he told me I might adopt another younger kid just so I can relive the experience. That's one enthusiastic dad. In Chapter 2 of John Fugler's book, The Athletic Scholarship Playbook, there are some quotes from Recruit Me family. One said, "I discovered your system back when my oldest daughter was a sophomore in high school. While she was not a D1 caliber soccer player, she nevertheless wanted to play in college. The organization and knowledge we took away from your program allowed us to put her in front of the right coaches during her critical recruiting window." Another quote from Chapter 2 of the book says, "While many of her friends were trying to land spots on college teams, we had the process completed and wrapped up in 30 days after she was accepted to her college." A Recruit Me dad said, "When my second daughter, a soccer goalkeeper, entered high school, we used the system to get her recognized much earlier than her peers. Thanks again to what we learned, she landed a number of D1, D2, and D3 offers to play at great schools. She eventually picked a D2 school and is happily pursuing her dream to play college soccer." Again, in Chapter 2 of the Athletic Scholarship Playbook, about the Recruit Me process that he and his daughter went through. Quote, "Yes, you do the work, but it's worth it in the end because you have total control and focus on your son or daughter. You don't leave it up to someone who's looking after several interests." Unquote. Tim had a similar experience. He was unwilling to turn the recruiting process over to what he called a high-dollar recruiting service. Many friends contracted with services and paid as much as $2,000. But Tim said he did better than most of the other families. His son signed at the school that was the best fit for him. Like Bob, Tim said that it does take a lot of work. He said he told his son to concentrate on playing ball and getting good grades, and Tim acted as his agent. In Chapter 5 of the Athletic Scholarship Playbook, Doug, a Recruit Me parent, said, "We sent out letters and player profiles to 28 schools 2 weeks ago. We have since received questionnaires from 5 schools, have had video requests from 3 of the schools, and have had email contact with a coach of one of the schools. 4 of the questionnaires came from schools from the top 10 on my son's list. The 2 video requests came from the number 1 and number 3 on the list, and the email came from number 3 on the list. I would say so far, so good." In Chapter 17 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, talking about choosing your school wisely, Bob, a Recruit Me dad, said, "I started with Kathleen, my golfer, when she was a sophomore. Followed your program, and she received an offer for a full-ride scholarship the first day the coaches could contact her. It was awesome. We started with 40 schools to contact, had it down to 20 this past spring and summer, and then got the perfect deal." Patricia from earlier said, "Your publication was a tremendous tool to use when my daughter was going through the recruiting process last year. It explained very clearly what needed to be done, when and what to expect through the whole process." Other past responses from Recruit Me families, like Joe. Joe said, "I strongly feel your program helped my son receive a full scholarship to college. The way you structured the information made it a lot easier for us to screen potential schools down to the ones that best match the school's needs to my son's needs." Robert said, "I have loved the whole program because it gave me an opportunity to maintain a level of control over my son's future. This program is great. I would like to encourage more parents to become more involved in allowing their child to realize his or her dream." And David said, "In my daughter's case, Recruit Me helped her to successfully showcase her athletic skills that resulted in her now competing in an elite New England college. In her words, I am living my dream. Thank you for the help and the ongoing support." This episode turned into a bit of a Recruit Me commercial, but the feedback of student athletes and parents and their experiences with the Recruit Me resources does give you great advice for recruiting, and the input gives you inspiration to lift you through your recruitment. Please go to recruit-me.com and get the free Recruiting Power Pack. Also check out the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System and the special that I have going on. You're welcome to contact me anytime. Just email me at brent@recruit-me.com. Thank you for listening to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, and join me next Tuesday for another 15 minutes that'll change your athletic scholarship future.